that will be next. I really don't know what all this stuff is, but we're already running into problems. Calls for another one of these. So, turn on, damn it. So this is plugged in now. I got the wire routed through this so that, you know, it's not like permanent. Like if I need to take it out, I can just pull it out of here without any issues. Comes up. I chose to route it underneath the headliner, so somewhere around here it tucks in under here, goes underneath all this. That's finished putting those in. So it's underneath all this. Damn. Comes out here and just the extra gets coiled back around in there, and then the end goes, I don't even remember where the other end goes of that wire, but it's connected where it's supposed to be because that thing will power on. Alright, so that's done. The refrigerator wire, I cannot feel any cold air coming out of there, so I'm going to assume that that's going to be okay, and we'll just keep an eye on it for now. Hopefully there's no issues there. And so that will be next. TV install, and we'll just pull the old one out, and I don't know what the hell I'm going to do without that one. And then this one being 1080p should have like double the resolution, so you know, if I need to use it as a monitor, which I would like to do, then I'll be able to, like, it should be functional. And the other one's not a smart TV. I don't really watch TV, but should I feel so inclined, it's got all that stuff built in, so I don't have to use like the PlayStation hookup if I don't want to get into all that. So, alright, this should be very easy because the way I have the TV installed is not too complicated, so this should go pretty quick actually. I was trying to charge up my batteries and then ran out of propane. So I've got 2 propane tanks now, and I'm gonna have to go refill both of those because they're both completely empty. Okay, so here's from the front, pulling 160 watts just sitting here for some reason. I'm at 37%, so these have got to be charged. If it's not gonna work now, I'm gonna have to charge these later today or tonight or something like that. If I run this air conditioner, that's gonna pull maybe 10%, 10 to 20%, you know, for the day that I'm, the time that I'm using it, and that's even if I'm powering it with the generator, because I've been using this little Predator right there, which will run out after about maybe 4 to 5 hours, and so I'll charge the batteries while I also use it to power the AC, and still maybe 4 hours, and by the time I'm done using it, it's still maybe down 10%. And then I'll lose another 10% like when the sun goes down, between the time the sun goes down and the sun goes up, because I'm pulling like 100 to 120 watts 24/7. So, you know, even if I'm not in the van, it's still using 100 watts for whatever. I don't even know what the hell at this point it's using all these watts for, but it is. So so this has to be, you know, if I'm getting a lot of sun and it's not super hot out, then I can kind of manage. It won't use quite as much power, but on the hotter days, it's using a lot. Yeah, 37.4, that needs to be charged. Let's see what the refrigerator's up to here, if that got cooler. Okay, so that's a little bit better, 34, 41. Turn it down just a little bit. It should be cooler than that, but that's good for now. Okay, so let's get this TV set up. Okay, so the way this works is I've got this TV basically wedged in The only thing holding this thing up are these aluminum bars on the side. On each side I have one. This one is screwed into, this is like a 2x4. The 2x4 is bolted into the metal. And I originally had this to hold this bracket here, which was like one of those swiveling arms that holds your TV, because normally it would swivel all the way around and be able to face outside, which was just like a, you know, it was kind of cool, but I never used it. And so I took it out and just flush mounted this thing, and it put it back several inches, so it gave me more space on this already very small countertop. So it's sitting on a 2x4 here, which is screwed into the countertop, so it's not like secured here, it's just resting on it, and it's just basically pressure is holding it in place and keeping it from moving around, because it's kind of pressed forward against this thing. So that's screwed in on this side, and that's what's holding this. And on this side, one end is just kind of cut to maybe a point, I guess you would call it, is just shoved up into this, like there's some really thick styrofoam on the sides here in this ceiling, so it's shoved up there, and then the bottom is just kind of bolted into just a little bracket, which is bolted to the countertop, and also holding these outlets here. So once I undo this bolt, I can take this thing out and then just slide the whole TV out. So just one bolt, and then just take it out, unplug the cords and all that, and the TV's out. I guess the only issue is the power cord is probably going behind the countertop into an outlet, and I'm gonna have to fish that out. But other than that, that's it. So let me go ahead and get that thing out of here. And so that's it. Just a piece of foam behind here and a bunch of wires, which again, I have no idea what they all go to. I think this went to a router. I don't know what those go to. There is, I guess, still an antenna behind this thing somewhere. I think it's right here. I don't know if it works or not, but it's back there. It's supposed to pick up local channels. I've used it like a couple of times, but I just don't watch TV, so HDMI out. Now the only thing I'm missing is this power cord, which of course is going to be way down there. So let me fish that thing out. Well, it's there somewhere. I still just can't seem to figure out why every single thing you do in a van has to be like it's a fight. Everything puts up a fight. Like this won't come out. My arm just barely fits in there, like it got stuck, and I get kind of claustrophobic anyways, but it's like stuck in this weird angle trying to fish it through from the other side. It's just like it'll go through. Obviously I got it through there the first time, but why does it put up such a fight? Why can't it just, oh, there it goes. Look at this. Are you kidding me? And what is this? Like, what the hell? So that was a major pain in the ass. Coffee cup overflowed. I guess that's where that went. Damn. That was ridiculous. I really don't know what all this stuff is, but I don't think now is the time to do something with it. What is this? Alright, so let me just get this other TV in here, try and tuck this stuff away and pretend like I didn't see it, and just put it all back together. So I can be done with all this and move on to whatever else is next. Okay, this TV should be the same dimensions, with the exception that the sides are, the TV goes right up to the edge, so it's got these really thin sides, which shouldn't be too big of a deal. Like this may cover the screen just barely, but I mean, it better be the same size. Like, I don't know what the bottom, how thick, if that's going to be too thick, but I think it's supposed to be the same size. So let me go ahead and see if this thing will fit. Oh, we're already running into problems. Oh, you got to be kidding me. What the hell? So, alright, so already I can see a problem here. This thing, there's nothing on my other TV like this. This doesn't look like it even serves any purpose. And so that is hitting this bracket right here, which holds in my mini bar. I don't know if it's going to be an issue on this side. It doesn't look like it would be. But this, oh my God. So that's got to come out. And then we'll see if this side fits once I take that out. I think overall it should be okay. Depth-wise, let me measure just to make sure. Okay, so that's going to be fine. It's just this thing right here and possibly over here. So, and of course, all of the controls are here on this side, whereas the other TV there on this side. So I don't know if that's going to be a problem because maybe these cords may not be long enough to reach over here because they were designed and set up to go in on this side instead of over on this side. So we'll have to see if that is a problem as well. Alright, so this side's not an issue. It is not, like it's coming out just a little bit right here, but the top side is in there. So once this is, like, it's not going to go anywhere. It's just, there's a gap there that's just kind of shitty. It doesn't look like there's much I can do about it. Actually, the whole thing's coming out. So maybe, I'm not really sure. Unless I can put a spacer in between here and just move this over a little bit, potentially I might have to do that. Or yeah, I mean, I don't know what else to do because if it's right up against this side, it's not going to go any further. Yeah, it's going to have to get a spacer or something. Other than that, I guess it's okay. And then I just got to figure out what to do about this, because I'm not getting rid of my mini bar. So this has got to be, I don't know if this is going to work if I do this way. I mean, I barely even drink, but I like the mini bar. Once in a while, I like to have a drink. And I mean, I used to be a bartender, so it's only logical that I would have a mini bar. I don't know if this is going to work. I don't know. Maybe I build a mini bar out of wood or something. All right, well, I guess, see, this is the problem. You do one project and it creates like 3 more projects. You know, it's like you're just never done. All right, let me see if I can take this off and maybe put a little spacer in between here, and then get the TV set up, and then I'll see what I have to do to get these things to stay. They ain't gonna stay on their own. Calls for another one of these. So I'm gonna try this, which is literally just a composite shim, and see if that will give me the space that I need behind this thing. Maybe if I have to, maybe I grab 2 of them, but I think it was just the bottom that had the bigger gap. So if I put it in this way, maybe that'll help. So I'm gonna take those 3 screws out and see if this will fix that problem. Okay, so I installed 1 shim, and it just barely grabs it down here, and I think that once this is locked in place, it'll push against this enough to where it's not going to pop out. The top is held just a little bit further in, but the bottom is just barely grabbing the edge of that metal, which is probably fine, because if the screen does go all the way to the edge, you know, the less I cover up, the better. This side is covered up quite a bit more. I don't know if there's a way if I can do this differently to where it doesn't cover up this thing. I designed, built, and installed this TV setup sitting at some random park in a suburb of Seattle. And I just, again, is one of those things where I never thought I was going to have to redo it. One of the few things I actually installed that, number one, I remember where I was because it's something that came later. And number two, it actually worked. Like, this thing has been working great this whole time. And it's just such a great design, the way it holds this TV in. But now that the TV is slightly different, I don't know how it's going to work out. So I just fit the plug through a crack behind here with no struggle whatsoever. So I have no idea why I put the other one through this side, which it just barely fits when this opening is right here. But yeah, I mean, all these cords should be going through there. All right, so let me put this in and see how it all comes together. Okay, so the TV works. It's about all I can tell from here. I haven't bolted that down. I'm just kind of seeing the placement. Doesn't look like the thing goes right up to the edge. I think that's just a gimmick. Thing's talking to me. It's a little weird. Freaking me out. Unless this black bar is part of the image, which I doubt, then it won't matter. So like over here, like this is not really covering up the screen if in fact this is the way it is. Will it fall out? That's a whole nother story. I don't know if I like this TV talking to me. That's creeping me out. Where's all the buttons at? This thing's got no physical buttons or something. All right, so let me play around with this and see if I can get this set up and then I don't know what I'm doing. Let me just work on cleaning all this up.